Hello everyone, my name is Jared Pfeifer and I'm a sales engineer and I'm covering the business analytics and data science portfolio. And today I'm going to walk you through an example of how companies are using a combination of all types of analytics to transform themselves into insight-driven companies. And I'm going to be using data from a company called Motivate. And Motivate's a company that operates bike sharing services in major cities across the US, and they publish data for companies like ours to play with. So you can rest assured that the insights and the data that you'll be looking at in this demo today are actually real. And the demonstration is going to be modeled after the way that companies truly work. So we start with the plan, we execute the business, and then we measure the results in order to understand what happened. And this will naturally lead to questions. So if we overperformed, we want to understand why so that we can replicate it. And if we underperformed, we want to understand the drivers so that we can course correct. And then based on both historical data and unstructured data, we can understand what is likely to happen next based on patterns and trends. And finally, the system will recommend, based on math and science, what action we should do next. Then we can operationalize those changes back into our plan, and the cycle continues. And all of this is built on a platform with security and governance in mind to ensure that your data is trusted and to provide that single version of the truth. Now keep in mind that at its heart, this example is about inventory optimization, and it could really apply to any business process in any industry. So for example, if you're a hospital, you could replace bikes with beds, and it would be extremely meaningful. So I urge you to sort of keep that in mind as we move through it and really think about how this process can be applicable to your business. So imagine you work for Motivate. You're reviewing your financial performance to date on this dashboard, and then perhaps it's something finance made for you, but it's a simple snapshot of how you're doing versus budget. And you can see that by mid-year, you're trailing the plan. In fact, 4 out of the last 6 months, you've missed the revenue target. So you scroll through the details to learn more, and you see that this downtown area here accounts for a large portion of the underperformance. So you click on it and you drill through to the details. And that's going to bring you to another screen where you can see the specific stations in this area on a map. Now there are custom icons indicating which stations are on target or above and which stations are below target. You can zoom out to see a large area or zoom into specific locations, and you can hover over any icon for additional details. Individual station performance is listed as a table here in the upper right-hand corner. But the graphic you're really interested in is this one in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That shows you patterns of utilization. And you can see that some stations are reaching full utilization during the week, while others are reaching full utilization on weekends, and some stations are never even close to being fully utilized. So think about it. If people want to rent a bike and there's no bikes at a station to rent, you've not only lost revenue for the ride, but you've potentially created a customer satisfaction issue that could put you in danger of losing future rides from that rider as well. So your next step is going to want to be to understand what specifically drives some stations to reach full utilization, because that's where your opportunity is to increase revenue. So you turn to diagnostic analytics to understand what is driving utilization. And we all know that weather impacts utilization. Bike sharing is traditionally a sunny day business. But by using historical weather, you can evaluate patterns in ridership for deeper insights. And when you do that, you find something interesting. You see that it's a combination of factors that predict utilization. It isn't just weather, but it's a tight range of temperature coupled with a tight range of humidity and dew point, along with day of the week and even day of the month. This makes sense, right? You think about it, no one wants to really be arriving at their destination all sweaty and in need of a shower. And so what we've been looking at here, this is just structured data, like ridership and historical weather. But there's obviously important insights to be gotten from your unstructured data as well. Demand is not the only indicator of bike availability. Maintenance also has a huge impact on our supply. So you analyze some free-form text and maintenance notes on the days where utilization is peaking. And while there are tens of thousands of notes to go through, you can use some of these tools to quickly discover that there's an issue with overinflated tires causing flat tires on extremely hot days. You can maximize your bike supply by having the maintenance department lower the tire pressure when the temperature spikes. And by understanding these unique patterns, you can now predict which stations are likely to be fully utilized and when. And so here you have a predictive model that you can place into the hands of your business users. They can select how far out they want to plan the demand and just click go, which will fire off a predictive model that incorporates future weather forecasts to predict what demand is likely going to be. And no matter what the weather, prescriptive analytics can tell you how to optimize your inventory. So based on math and science, it can tell you or your operations managers how to move your bikes around to make sure that they're in the right place and at the right quantity to capture all possible revenue opportunities. And it does it and gives you a presentation here using natural language. So imagine the business impact of operationalizing data science and putting the power of advanced analytics into the hands of your everyday business users. Data scientists conduct the experimentation to find the insights and build the models, but the value of those models increases dramatically when you can tune and manage them over time efficiently and quickly deploy them into the hands of the business users so that they can make confident decisions on a daily basis. And so now that you've optimized your resources, you can also post this work back to finance to evaluate the impact on the rest of your revenue forecast. And you can see that even though you've improved revenue, you can't quite make up for that shortfall from the first half of the year. So we can ask the system to recommend what we should do about the shortfall. And it suggests we increase our investment in marketing because the yield there will make up for the revenue shortfall. So now we're at a point where an executive can make a decision. But just a quick note, now while you're looking at this financial plan and what appears to be Excel, we talked earlier about the error-prone nature of Excel, so it's worth pointing out here that while this looks like Excel, it's actually a powerful finance solution where the data is held centrally in in-memory cubes where it's audited and you can rely on the fact that it's 100% correct. Now, users are going to interact with it through an Excel front end because, well, good luck to the person who tries to pry Excel out of the hands of a finance person. So, we're at the point where we can make a decision now, right? So you can stay the course and you can expect to come in under plan for the year, or you can increase your investments in marketing so that you have a chance to actually achieve your revenue plan. So assuming you decide to increase your investment, you can then use social sentiment tools to optimize how those investments are made. So for example, you may look for people that are complaining about traffic or expressing interest in bike sharing so that you can optimize how you invest your marketing dollars to achieve an even greater yield. Now, given how reliant on smartphones we all are, what if you could access all of the answers to the questions we just asked via a chatbot? You don't even have to fire up a laptop or navigate to a specific dashboard or a report. You can just ask the questions and get back the results that you're looking for. And that's what you see here. And this is just a mock-up, but conversational analytics presenting back not just the answers to questions, but showing you the results of all types of analytics from descriptive to prescriptive, which gives you the ability to put the insights into the hands of decision makers to drive more confident, insight-driven decisions across your business. So in summary, the system has led us step by step from beginning to end and helped us understand how to solve our problem, our revenue problem. So we started with the plan. Then we saw what the problem was and where it was occurring. Then we gained a better understanding of what was causing or driving that outcome. We took that insight, we put it into a predictive model combined with weather data, which then helped me optimize how best to stock my inventory to meet demand, which then in turn led me to understand what operational changes I needed to make in order to ensure that we hit our revenue targets and achieved 100% of our goal. So in the demo, you saw Cognos analytics, planning analytics. You saw Watson analytics as we started to get into testing patterns and understanding which variables matter. You even saw Watson analytics for social media as a way to take unstructured social data and infuse it with your analysis. You saw Watson Explorer and data science experience. And while you never saw the machine learning or optimization from CPlex, you saw the power of those engines at work through Cognos Analytics, which does have the ability to call any of these services against the dashboard. And so from beginning to end, you saw the power of this portfolio and how it can truly change your business, help you identify the blind spots, and avoid getting hit by the cost of not knowing. So that's it, everyone. Thank you for your time today. And if there are any questions, let's take some time to address them now. And for everyone else not with us live today, feel free to reach out over email, and we'll get your questions answered there as well. So thank you, everyone, for your time, and let's open it up for questions.